Hello, I'm Dow Bartling, and welcome to Dow's Weekly Digest. You know, there are a few things in life that seem simple on the surface until you start to think about it, maybe 10 seconds or more. And you know me, the older I am, the more that I think. The NFL draft is one of those things that it seems simple on the surface. On the face of it, it looks pretty straightforward. A team needs a quarterback, so they draft a quarterback. They need speed, so they take speed. But year after year, we see the same thing happen. Some of the most celebrated draft picks, they disappear. And some names you barely recognize, they turn into stars. This week, I read a short leadership note that used the NFL draft as a mirror. And it got me thinking. Leadership, parenting, mentoring, and even living. We all make draft picks every day. And sometimes we're not asking the right questions. Don't draft for today, invest for tomorrow. You know, most teams that struggle in the draft, they fixate on what they're missing right now. They draft to plug a hole. The smarter teams do something different. They ask better questions. With the right coaching and time, who could this person become? That's a paradigm shift, but it changes everything. In life, we often do the same thing. We hire for today's job description. We judge people by who they are right now or where they are right now. We size up ourselves the same way. But potential isn't what someone is today. Potential is what happens when effort meets investment, when preparation meets opportunity. Think about the people who had the greatest impact on your life. My guess is they didn't just see you, as you were right then. They saw something ahead of you and stuck around long enough to help you grow into it. I've learned, mostly the hard way, that greatness doesn't come before you begin. It shows up only after you do. The draft reminds us of that particular thing. Best picks aren't the finished products. They're the ones who get stronger and better because someone has invested in them. And that applies to people, teams, and even ourselves. Here's another thing that stood out. Even the most naturally gifted players don't peak on draft day. In football, the goal is to have them peak year after year, develop. Now, that doesn't happen by accident. It happens because the organization commits to coaching, patience, and growth. Talent without development is just a lottery. Development without commitment doesn't work either. In life, we sometimes confuse being impressive with being prepared. We reward polish instead of progress, speed instead of staying power. But real success comes from environments that developed people, not just showcase them. And here's the harder part that applies inward to ourselves. The question isn't just what am I good at today? It's, am I growing? Am I better than I was 5 years ago? Because the people and organizations that win over the long run aren't just strong now. They're built to get better. So whether you're watching the NFL draft, building a business, mentoring a young professional, or just thinking about your own next chapter, remember this: life isn't graded on draft day. It's graded on development. And please remember this: blessed are they who ease the pain of misfortune, for they shall be called insurance agents. You take care.